Good evening, guys. How are you? Everybody doing well tonight? Let me get this off the screen. We'll go there. And why can't I see myself? Hold on. Something weird's happening. Hold on. 1 second. Ah. uh. All right. You go there. You go there. All right. Everybody hear me? I think so. I have to do this with like two screens because my one of my computers is, I think, in the midst of a failure. So I'm I'm running one screen, looking at one thing, and the sounds coming through a different screen. I don't know. It's all kinds of fucked up, but we're patching it together, getting it going. So let me put this on the screen so you don't have to just look at my stupid icon blinking away there. And why am I so big? Why is this so? I need to kind of not. I'm just all fucked up. I'm just fucking this all up. All right, hold on. I promise you, I wasn't drinking tonight. I promise. Minimize. Get this. This is pissing me off now. Let me get. All right, there we go. Okay, yeah, smooth as sand. All right, how's everybody doing? I hope you like that little preview song. So I know I've spoken about it before in passing. So uh, me and some buddies are also working on it's like a rockabilly, bluesy kind of thing going on there. Um, and it's coming along, and we're hoping to get it out there soon. And it's really kind of a weird thing doing like a band at like in your 50s. I don't know. It's just it's it's like you don't have to prove anything. It's not like we're gonna go on tour and maybe we'll be discovered. No, that ain't happening. We're just kind of making music that we want to hear, and the way we think of it is just it's like the music you want to listen to while you're driving. Yes, SCE. How are you? I see you. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Everybody good? Um, Everybody's just kind of saying hello to one another in the chat there. I see you guys. Yeah, so the biggest thing is we're going for like a late 50s, early 60s sound. So that's been kind of difficult to wrap heads around in some ways. Um, like a big thing is, so I'm doing bass on this thing. I'm not like the best guitarist or anything. Hold on, something ain't right here. Uh-oh. What's the matter, SCE? Talk to me. Talk to me. What's not right? You guys can hear me and everything? I hope. Anyway, um, music is rubbish. Okay, so you must be able to hear me. All right. Um, so yeah, trying to get my regular bass to sound like an upright, you know. So that was a lot of fiddling because I don't play an upright. That's a whole other thing. Um, so to get a regular bass to sound like an upright bass is, that took some engineering, and plus we don't live near each other. The guitarist is like 3 hours away, so there was be get-togethers for practicing, and uh, and then it was kind of recording a lot of it separate. So figuring out how to record stuff, because if you record like in a room together, it kind of sounds like a big shit, just a shit storm. It doesn't usually come out good. That's why you see, if you ever see like recording studios, videos of like real recording studios, you'll see, um, everybody's kind of sectioned off from one another. So obviously, if you're in a separate environments completely, you could do that. Especially nowadays, you could just, like I run everything through the computer, like direct with different there's all kinds of different stuff you can throw onto your sound to make it give it different sounds, and that's what we were doing there. And so we're trying to come up with something that sounds between late 50s, early 60s. But then like we were doing other stuff that was kind of like okay in the same vein, but had more of a modern-y sound to it. So we actually have enough material probably to do two whole albums, but we're definitely going to keep the 50s sounding stuff on the one album and do like that one last song you just heard, which by the way, I'm going to cut off after this. I'm going to cut that out of the program. So, because I haven't published it yet, we haven't put out the album or anything yet. So we're going to, I'm going to cut that off. Although I think you'll probably be able to still hear it on Rumble because I don't know how to cut out stuff on Rumble. So, as long as we don't dip into that damn potato head fafa, peace and love, make love, not war, music noise. No, we're not. We're not into that. No, like we just like we want to listen to stuff that you'd want to like cruise along in your car, and you don't have you know like none of us are all that great as singers, so we didn't bother like doing any singing or try to do any of that stuff. It's all instrumental, because I don't know. You could just kind of jam, right? If you get like the kind of the bass line and the drum down, it's just the guitarist just can kind of wander along, right? So that's what we're doing with that. So that's the update on that. So my channel, we'll pull this up. Let me share screen. Window. Can we do window? So I'm sure you probably know this already. So my somebody else is in here, I think. Oh no, that's that's me giving the thing. So the channel is just about at 1 million. I'm like little over 4,000. A buffer might stop Rumble. I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted by what you're saying. So yeah, we're just short of 1 million views. So that's pretty good. A couple years. Especially, I probably actually over 1 million on YouTube, but they took down 2 of my videos for supposedly copyright, but they were deep fakes. One is the pop bus fight. Paramount actually sent a takedown notice on that one, and so YouTube took it down. And I argued that, hey, it's not the movie. It's we've changed, or I have changed it up. I've substituted people's faces, and I don't know. They didn't accept. And then like because they didn't accept my explanation, they put me in timeout for like a week. And I'm still having problems with them promoting any of my shit, and it's all kinds of fucked up. So it's I see some of you guys saying some stuff. So let me see. Who's a guitarist? Just somebody I know. You can call him Cousin Chuck. He's not really my cousin, but you can just call him Cousin Chuck. And so Cousin Chuck is he's not like disabled, but he's he doesn't work anymore. Problems with his back and stuff. So he sits around and plays guitar a lot. So he's gotten really good. So a drummer is a guy I know. He's a really good drummer. That's a big problem with trying to record is the fucking drumming. The drumming could be a problem. Let's see. SEC is saying, is there a way? Hold on. What are you saying? Is there any way to speed up the chat? It's like this in the chat from your last stream. I don't know. It just kind of plods along. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I could change. Let me see. Shortcuts, virtual background. I'm not seeing a way to speed it up. I don't. It's just I see your stuff coming in, and it just kind of it'll pop on screen a little bit slower than, as it is in real time. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me get this off the screen here. How do I get rid of this without getting rid of myself? That's always the problem. All right, let's hide that. Did I get rid of? Oh, there I am. Okay. So yeah, so we're working on that. We got that coming along. So see, you listen to that, and it's different than my own personal stuff, which I'm kind of delving into, or I have been into the keyboard shit, and completely, totally different. And I told you guys, I said, don't worry, I got some rock stuff coming out. So we're going to be releasing that soon. Yeah, it's not like we can tour or anything. We're in our 50s. The thing about it is that these, like, we play shit that you can hear, like if you walk into any bar that's playing live music, like if you go to, like, God, like New Orleans or like any fucking Nashville or any of those places, you go to any bar any night of the week, and it's just different plans, just plotting along, just playing stuff. So we're just putting it on record, and we're going to release it, because it's not like I said, we don't have any inklings to go out and play live and all that. So yeah, it should be pretty good. So that's that. And then I know you guys, or if you haven't, hopefully you have, saw my last video that I put out with, it was kind of a Blade Runner-ish Red Pill Rhino video. So if you guys compare my first video, my very first video was this one. Where is it? It is General Joe's Military Surplus. So that was my very first published YouTube video. And compare that to what I just put out yesterday, and you see that I've greatly improved my game since starting on YouTube. And it's kind of like where I've been wanting to go with things for quite some time. But I'm waiting for technology to catch up with me and everything I think about. So here's the deal. I've always wanted to make movies, because I have these movies just floating around in my head that I think of, and I think from beginning to end. And so what you saw the other day with that movie, the Rhino movie, is just stuff that goes on in my head. I'm able now to put it out into reality. Thank you, Edwin. I really appreciate your comment there. So speaking in the regards of movies, I wrote a movie called Boxwine and Catland. It's a musical, and it's a comedic musical, and it's a full ass 130 something page script, songs, lyrics, the whole bit. So I sent it to Blake's buddy, who's been on their show, Brett Mauser, and he makes movies. But Brett just doesn't have, it's not something he could do right now. All right. So then what do I do? Well, I'm not in the movie business. If you want movie people to look at your stuff, you got to get like a agent, and the agent has to know people, and that they have to submit. It's like a whole fucking rigmarole with Hollywood and screenwriting, even like the off-brand stuff. You got to like know people, and everybody's got a script, and everybody's going to do this kind of shit. Oh, Billy and his favorite and his band play your favorite songs in haunted former insane asylums. You know, it's funny. I thought my abandoned, looking around creepy haunted places would do better than they did. They didn't really take off like I thought they would. They did okay, but I thought I'd get a lot more views on them because that's almost like a whole other subset of, entertainment and YouTube and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, to me, it just shows me that YouTube is just, they pulled the plug on my channel and growth. So I'm surprised I got nearly 1 million views at this point, to be honest. Anyway, so what was I saying? Movies. Yes. So you got to know people to get a movie made, right? And not only like just for them to like figure out how to film your movie and whatnot, but then how to pay for all the that goes into it. So you have to find producers. Yeah, it's years and years in process to get a movie done. So I think within the next year to year and a half, technology will be good enough because it's already, I mean, if you remember, it was only like maybe 2 years ago where AI had Will Smith eating spaghetti. look up look up that video if you want to see where AI was about 2 years ago. And now look at what I did the other day and compare the two. And I think you find we have come a long fucking way. So give me a year to a year and a half, and I feel I will have enough power to start making movies on my own. At least I believe I will. Obviously, I'm going to need money to do that because it's not cheap to work with AI. So if you want to contribute, it's up to you. I know I never push you guys. I don't really like to do it. But if you want to support, you can just slap that there. That's my Cash App. So to get to like the next hurdle in my AI adventures is about $1,500. So I'm gonna have to come up with that, and then I could do more, be able to make more longer um, um, things. So right now, I'm very limited in the time because it takes so much energy and it takes so much investment to just like that 5-minute movie was. That was hours and hours and hours and hours and hours making that thing, right? And that was only 5 minutes. So imagine an hour and a half movie. Let's see, SEC, great video. Thank you, SEC. Rhino obviously needs to be trolled enough to be in a Blade Runner type of movie. Well, so he came to me with he's got his thing. He likes the future. He likes he likes the synth stuff. He likes that whole look, and his streams. So I actually did a Blade Runner, deep fake for him for his channel. They used on sometimes he used on his openings, sometimes he used it on his endings, and it got flagged for uh, music because the music I think I used was at the time it was no copyright, but I guess they put a fucking copyright on it, so now he's getting hit with copyright. So yeah, I got to. I was like, I'll try to figure out making a new one, kind of like an updated one. Oh yeah, Jay, don't forget the Cougar transformation, Billy. Don't worry, I'm working on a nice little short and update to Rhino's Cougar Academy. So look for that soon. Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate you. I just I hate I don't like asking for money, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do a campaign or something. I don't know. It's really fucking expensive to work with AI, but it's something I'm very passionate about. And like I said, and I've had 2 people so far read the entire Boxwine and Catland script, and they think it's fucking fabulous. So I'll have to have some more people write it and kind of see what they think and see if it's because it's it takes a lot of fucking time, and it took me a lot of time to put it together. Like, I wrote songs, I fucking wrote this whole script. It took weeks and weeks and weeks to put this together, and I don't want it to just die. I want it to get out there because I think there's so you would here's a song from nah, I'm not gonna sing it. I'm not gonna give it all away. Here's a song from the thing. It's more of like a rock opera. It's kind of like a Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of thing. So one of the songs is the Cock Carousel. Another one is Herpetogonosyphilis. Let me see what else is in there you guys would like. I got a song, 40 to 80 is a long time. And that's a banger of a fucking song. Um, what else? Songs like that. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head. There's like, I wrote like 26 songs for this thing. And I think it's got good lyrics and good characters. It's got a lot of comedy. I put Blake in there. Blake does this song, DEI Star. That's another one I wrote. So it's about a girl, a woman she has the world by her, by the short and skinnies, and um, she she's just living her life as the quintessential whore, the quintessential girl in her 20s whore. And she has a guy who falls in love with her, but she can't stop her cheating ways and her running around being a whore ways. And she gets hooked into OnlyFans. That's another song I wrote about OnlyFans. OnlyFans is her only plans. She gets caught on OnlyFans by her dude, and so he kicks her to the curb, and then it just kind of all falls apart from there. She gets cats, she becomes a cat lady, and yeah, so it's it's a whole fucking movie that I wrote. And think of it as like a rock opera, kind of like Rocky Horror Picture Show, and that kind of dials you in to where the project where I want to do with the project. And so that's a silly project I got in my mind and on paper and what I want to do with it. Then I have like a serious one. And I actually showed Pop, I actually put together, kind of like a preview of what it would look like and the story. And he thinks it's a really awesome fucking story. I also showed Hammerhand, and he thought it was well. So with Hammerhand, um, we discussed about like comics. If I did a comic of my story for the other movie that I was thinking of, and he just thinks because it's not superhero based that it would be like the audience would be too narrow. So it kind of puts me on a very narrow path of just having to do it as a movie. So it's about I think it's a really good story. It's about a soldier who returns from war, and his child has died, and it's almost making me choke up talking about it. His child has died, and his wife just fucking takes off on him. So he's like at the end of his rope, and there's something that pulls him back from that edge. I'm getting like choked up talking about it. So, Mitchell, I'll have you on in a minute. Don't leave. It's not going to be just me talking all night. Don't worry. I'll put out the thing. So yeah, I think it's an important story. It's one I'm about halfway scripted, having written. I have the basic like what I want to do with it, and it's just I gotta wait for technology to catch up with me. So I think once I get yeah, Mitchell, it is it's there's so many of those stories, and I think it's important to put it out there. And it's like it, it's a rise from the ashes story, which I think is a really just I think there's again it's like choking me up talking about it because I think it's a really important story, needs to get out there. and it's got fucking action, got a lot of good fucking fighting and car chasing, and it's set in the 1970s, which I think is a cool ass fucking time because that's when I grew up as a kid, and you always look at, you know, your childhood as in rosy colored glasses, and so this is almost like a look at that time period from a just a nostalgic. And that's another thing, like doing a movie, like a real ass movie set in, you know, a different time period is really expensive to do. I don't know if you guys realize that. So I think with the technology catching up, I think you're going to start seeing me like earnestly try to make movies. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm really committed to eventually getting a fucking movie made by myself. I'm not, I mean, if you guys want to help, that's awesome. But what I mean by myself, like, I am going to fucking do the whole fucking thing. I'm going to write it. I'm going to figure out how to put it onto screen. And I don't know, maybe it eventually, you know, I don't know how these things work. Like, what do you do? Like, once you get a movie done, do you, I guess you show it in like, what you call it, like those film festivals. Maybe I get a film festival. I don't know. We'll see. So, yeah, that's where I'm heading. That's what I want to do. You need Pulse Bob says you need a lot of old cars. You know, that's the problem. I do have a lot of old cars sitting in my driveway and in my garage, but with technology the way it is these days, I can pretend to have old cars, you know, on screen. So my character he drives this kind of beaten up, beaten down old Camaro, like a '69 Camaro, and but it's got a little special something under the hood. So, you know, but it's I cannot wait to show you guys if I ever get to get it done, because I really think it'd be just fucking awesome. So with that, that's me talking. Let me remove that. Let me put the invite in. Make sure you guys have good mics and you're not like you know, all echoing and all that shit. And I'm going to put this in the chat. And if you guys, whoever wants to join, I'm going to put this up and join in. You know, it's just kind of a lazy, talky kind of stream tonight. So there you go. There's the link. And yeah, come in and join. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Starsky and Hutch smoking in the van. I might cry now. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. You can call it behind the lies. I have a whole. It's well, I don't want to give it away, but it's got a good. I believe it's got a good title. There's a good story, and Chevy version of Eleanor. It's not really Eleanor like Eleanor. So in both of those movies, they were both brand new Mustangs. One was a '73, I think, and the other one was a '68, and they were all, you know, jazzed up. Mine's a little. It's kind of a little rough around the edges, kind of thing, you know. Um, he didn't know if he was coming back from war, basically, and so he gave the car to his buddy to hold on to, and he's got a mission to do. He's got this one last mission to do before you know, he thinks about offing himself. You know, it's really, he's struggling with life and wanting to consider taking his own life, and you know, his former buddies, former brothers in arms and whatnot, they kind of pull him back from that edge. So let's see, Rockford Camaro. Actually, Jim Rockford had a brown Firebird, and he had a couple over the years. He had 74, 75, 76, and a 77, all brown. And they ended up getting like smashed up in chips later on. That's a little lesser known trivia there. We got away with the shit in the '70s that nobody would be able to do today. Yeah, that's for sure. We sure did. Although I was a little kid, so But still, even as a little kid, we did shit that they wouldn't allow you to do today. I mean, I remember like riding around in my parents the front seat, like no seatbelt. It's like I remember once I was riding in, so my parents had a station wagon. We're driving with my dad. I was like 6, and I'm riding in the front, and I just decided to open the door. My dad's like, "Shut the fucking door! What are you doing?" I'm like, I don't know. The kids doing dumb shit like that. So let's see, 78 Firebirds 3, yeah. Yeah, he had a couple because that show was on for a number of years. But they're all Firebirds. So they didn't have the those cars really need the spoiler on the back end. Without the spoiler, they always kind of look a little like they're missing something. Both the Camaro and the Firebird, second generation. Did it have a sliding bench seat? I don't know if it had a sliding bench seat. Did they have sliding bench seats in Camaros and Firebirds? I don't know. Not sure. Let's see. I put the link in if anybody wants to join, like you, Mitchell, or I saw Jimmy Bones was in there. If any of you guys want to jump in, it can't just be me just blobbing away here. You guys can jump in here. And let's see what else has been going on with me. Let's see. I covered the music. I covered oh yeah, being kids in the front. Yes, the bench seat. Yeah. Station wagon. It had a total bench seat. Oh yeah, you could. But we also had back then. Although my parents' wagon didn't have it, they also had the seat all the way in the back, facing the other way, so you can watch the people behind you and make funny gestures. And if you had a truck behind you, you could sit there and honk the horn, right? Anybody who grew up in the 70s and 80s know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to grab some real food quick to some work. All right, Jimmy, jump in when you can. Yeah, the 70s were, again, I was a little kid. So maybe it was different for some of you. I know I got a lot of older folk and people my age and whatnot. That's the core of my audience. Although, I got a lot of people watch my stuff that aren't subscribed, something like 65%. So if you're not subscribed and you're watching my stuff, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Help me get my numbers up. They're just rookie numbers. I don't know why. I can't seem to grow on this platform. I don't know. I guess my stuff has a very, very narrow niche, because I kind of piss people off. Edwin's too noisy. No live chat. No worries. Down there in Australia, mate. Down there in Tasmania. I've been working on my Australian accent. Yeah. My Australian accent's never been good. Sorry. I know. It's cringe. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make fun of you. I think my Canadian one is a lot better, eh? Yeah. Speaking of which, did Mitchell, he bugger off? Bastard. All right. So I talked about the movies. I talked about, how about we talk about last night? Anybody catch the well, it wasn't really State of the Union. It was more of an address to the joint members of Congress. What a fucking shit show that was as far as the Democratic side. Holy fuck. I mean, that was a really good speech by Trump. And boy, did he fucking trolled them like no tomorrow. And they just sat there and just, like, it was redonkulous, as Pop would say. I mean, he set it up where, he's like, they're not going to clap for anything. So now, of course, they're really not going to clap for anything, right? Because they will do exactly, well, I always say they'll do exactly what the opposite of Trump says. So they just they were totally not going to do it. Trump knocked it out of the park. Yes, he did knock it out of the park. Oh yeah, they can't, Davina, they can't handle the truth. There was some, I guess she's a congresswoman from California, It was the fucking best clip. She said they're going to keep speaking lies to Trump's truth. It was the funniest fucking thing. I mean, these people are so like, yeah, that's a good one. Keep speaking lies to his truth. Good one, Dems. So stupid. Small raid is coming. Also, congrats. Oh, thank you, out of service. Jimmy, Rusty's here. How are you? Yeah, so he goes on with, if you haven't watched it, it's a really good speech. Watch it after the show, or you can turn this shit off that I'm doing right now and go watch it now. But he gave a really good speech, and oh, I think somebody's joined me. Somebody in here? Oh, Jay's in here. What's going on, man? Oh, why are you small? Let's do this. That. How are you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Oh,
I
am I
can't
the
hear
only
you.
one here?
You are, besides me. How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm great. Let's get small.
Awesome. How are you?
Not so bad. Enjoying the hoodie.
Cool. Oh, yeah, that's right.
You
Yeah,
g-
you got the hoodie. You're up there in Canada,
not
eh?
many. Yeah, not many people are enjoying it as much as I am, anyway.
Well, fuck them. It's not their hoodie. It's your hoodie, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Wha- wha-
if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, Jay won one of the fucking Pawn Star shows. So I sent him a hoodie. I forget what it said though. Oh, Pulse Kebab's here. What did that, was it
Oh,
government was it the government one?
yeah, yeah, not government approved.
Not government approved, yeah. So we got Pulse Kebab's in here. Let's get him on screen.
Beauty.
Beauty, eh?
Bob.
Why can't I see you? Why can't I see you, Bob? Is your camera? Why aren't I seeing you? What the hell's going on with your camera?
He's been having audio and visual problems for a while now. Like this is
It's
back
weird,
like back in the middle of the month, last month.
but I see him for he's like there for it. He's like frozen, but now he's like he's not moving or anything. Bob, Bob. All right, well
He's not
maybe
having problems when he links up with oh
no, he's gone.
dash or Grammet. Is he gone?
Yeah,
Oh, he
yeah,
might
he'll
be
be
trying
back.
to use his phone.
Maybe, I don't know. Weird. Anyway, so okay, so as a Canadian, what do you think of? What do you think? I mean, I'm sure you didn't watch that thing last night. I would assume.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me a little more description than that.
Yeah,
I watched a
gotcha.
few
Okay,
things
so
last night.
yeah, so Trump addressed the joint Congress, so the Senate and the Congress and the judicial as well. Basically, kind of like, here's what we're doing, we're winning, yeehaw. And so the Democrats just sat there and they didn't clap for anything. Like they put a kid up who survived cancer and they couldn't even fucking clap for that. I mean, it's like they just
Oh,
sat there. They were holding up signs. I mean, it was so pathetic.
yep.
So
Welcome to Canada. It's just a little more colder.
yeah. So as a Canadian, so now I was at a function a couple weeks ago, and there was a Canadian there, and he was like adamant. He was like livid about the whole like we're never going to be the 51st state and all this stuff, and like he was like really fired up about it. So like what's your take on on the ground, the people around you and yourself, what's your feeling cuz he just says shit, right? So obviously you're not going to be the 51st state, but there's the whole tariff thing and what's the
Yeah,
feeling up there?
uh, honestly, there's really no feeling. Like, welcome to Frost Country.
Yeah.
Well,
There we go.
how many months out of the year do we have to deal with the cold, right?
Well, for you, it's quite a bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
We got Outlaw here, by the way. He just joined in.
Oh, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Outlaw.
What's going on, brother?
What's up? Thanks for stopping
I'm
by.
not much, man. Yeah.
Much.
Heard you.
Much is going on.
Heard you hit 1 million views. Hell yeah, man.
Well, it's close. I'm like 4,000 short, but we're close enough.
We're all hitting them milestones, man. I hit 500 subs
Nice.
like a week ago.
Cool.
Nice.
My sub count is just so fucking slow. It's like I get one, and then like a few days later I'll get another one, and then like a few days later, like I'm -2. It's like
Yeah, it's like a spring thaw.
oh, it's so slow.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
SC
The groundhog.
so SC
The groundhog saw a shadow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, that little bastard. He said we're going to have some more winter. So SEC says the Dems were saying that the kid, DJ, was a cheap political ploy. Then Trump presented a video on how appreciative that DJ is towards Trump and trolled them more after his State of the Union address. It wasn't technically a State of the Union. That's I think next year will be technically the State of the Union.
Well, no, it was a sympathy ploy.
Well, let me tell you, that kid, when he got announced that he was going to be an honorary Secret Service, he was like shocked. That kid was genuinely like shocked. And I don't know. I thought it was a pretty cool moment. The little kid.
That's like telling a retard they're going to get a fucking chocolate bar. Honestly, it's just like their face perks up. Their whole life comes to light in that moment. It's challenging the broad perspective over the moment. Like all they know how to do is light up a candle. They don't know how to keep it lit.
Are you talking the kid? I'm not sure I'm following you.
No, I'm talking about the Dems.
Oh, the Dems. Yeah. Well, the Dems, they wouldn't even acknowledge this kid. They didn't clap, nothing.
No.
They and then there was a woman. This was incredible. One of the CNN anchors. She started after. It may have been MSNBC. I don't know. One of those shit fucking places, media places. She was saying how, she's really like, happy the kid is, he's survived this thing, but if he grows up to be a cop and then he goes to the Capitol and faces a January 6th style Trump rioter, and what if he takes his own life? I mean, it was so unbelievable how she could tie those two things together. I mean, it's so desperate to me. They're so desperate.
It wouldn't be the first time they sent a ferry after a troll, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Why is Trudeau still on TV? I thought, so Frost is asking, why is Trudeau still on TV? Like, when is he's done in like June or something, right?
No, he's not. He just projected that over the media. He's actually put himself in stalemate after blocking Parliament.
Is Parliament still locked up? Like,
as far as I know, I haven't even checked back on it, but yeah, he's locked himself in for at least another 3 months. So
right now,
that's just my opinion. I'm not. Yeah.
So
That's just my opinion. So
so right now Canada is not getting anything done. They're not joining. They're not meeting to do anything,
no,
and it's going to stay like
no,
that for
fuck
three.
no. We're not getting anything. Yeah,
So
yeah, it's probably gonna stay like that for at least 3 or 4 months.
wow, wow. So
Yeah.
so like what like so now we're imposing like tariffs, right? So there's supposed to be tariffs that are kind of equal to what Canadian tariffs, what all the other different countries tariff at us at, we're going to have equal tariffs going back and forth. So
Yeah, based on economic values and money and currency, all of that crap. There's a whole lot of shit involved other than just a tariff on a product. You know,
I that I understand, but right now because they're not meeting, there's nothing getting done. So they can't even really address the problem, correct?
no, that's the whole reason why Trudeau put everything
God
in.
damn it.
I don't even want to call it lockdown. It's just like a stasis. It's like applying, what do you call it? It's like physics. It's I just put you in freeze mode, you know, and they just, all right, we can't do nothing. Uh, we'll just sit back and wait for something to happen. But I mean, that's Trudeau's a face guy. To be perfectly honest, he's worried about his image and not anything else. So he's gonna blow across the media that he's paid for with anything that he can gain strength with.
Hmm.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah. So welcome to the show, Pulse
We got you, Bob.
MGTOW Mando. How you guys doing?
Good.
Well, congratulations on hitting 1 million views,
Thanks.
or darn near.
Darn near. It's like
Yeah,
so
boy.
close.
Wait,
So
what?
close.
So
It'll
just
get
out
there.
of curiosity, Billy. So just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
Billy, since you've gotten that many hits, have you come down from the high yet?
The high of YouTube. YouTube is
Well,
good.
it isn't taking a hit what's often used when engaging in Hunter Biden's alleged activities.
Yes. I
Yeah, I see. You're right.
it's funny about the thing about YouTube. When I first started, I was like so concerned about views and subscribers and how am I going to build a channel and how am I going to expand and all this stuff and it started growing pretty good, and then it just all of a sudden it was like they pulled the plug. Like I got onto their radar. So ever since then, it's just been just a slow
Well,
trundle.
Billy, it's because you cover topics
Yeah,
that
it's-
they don't want given attention.
Yes, well, I was hoping that
It's almost
good.
a reaction to popularity.
It's just I don't know. This to me is just kind of fun, just a fun thing to do, and it improves my skills as far as making videos. And I know a lot of you guys know, or if you don't know, I do all the I take all Pop's live shows and then I cut them up into the Grunt Speak shorts. So all the Grunt Speak shorts for the last 2.5 years. It's been about 2.5 years. So all those I've produced, not the ones that Steve is doing. Steve is doing like the minute long shorts. I do the Grunt Speak shorts channel.
You segment the show.
I do, yeah. And that takes a good amount of work. And I think that's important work. That's why I've really just focused on that mostly. That's why I don't do a lot of my long form content anymore, because that takes time to do the long form videos. And it's like there's only so much time in the day. So,
Well, Billy,
Yeah, we're
just gonna tell
men.
you
We should be
my
more clear
opinion
with
on
each
this.
other, right?
who's
I'm just going to give you my
When
opinion
we're
on
more
this one.
clear with each other,
hold on?
we can accomplish more, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Did I miss a comment?
Mm.
What did I miss?
No, I apologize if I interrupted. Go ahead.
No, it's just I wasn't sure
Oh.
what you were responding to, because you're on a bit of a delay. I don't know if you realize that.
Oh, shite.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just shut up.
Hey,
No. We enjoy
Hey,
having you
Billy.
here. Yes, Mando. What's up?
I'm just going to point this out real quick. I'm more willing to watch or participate in one of your short videos than I am to watch or, in the case of interactive material, participate in anything Hollywood's put out in the last 3 years.
Well, Hollywood is just.
The quality of your stuff is that much better.
Oh, thank you.
Fuck
I really
Hollywood.
appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Well, Hollywood. So they just had the Oscars,
This
and
is
I
better.
did. Well, thank you. So they had the Oscars, and which I don't know if you know. I don't know much about what happened in this last Oscars, because I don't watch movies anymore, and I'm not really keeping up with entertainment. They show me, like, this is a movie star. I'm like, I have no idea who these people are anymore. But
Yeah.
so apparently they had this movie that was about it was a musical about a transgender Mexican, like, cartel boss or some shit. Like, I'm not making
Oh
this up.
my God.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm not making that up. And so they put a lot of, like, they nominated this movie for like 10 or 15 Oscars. And then the star of the movie, this transgender dude, they, like, all this stuff the person had said, like, maybe a couple years ago, basically, like, trashing, I don't know, I think he was trashing, like, black people, and like, I forget how many different, he was just trashing different groups or something to that degree. I think it was something about Black Lives Matter, and he said something about some other stuff, and they're like, oh shit. So then they, like, totally, the whole, like, thing shifted away from all this, nominations, because they didn't realize that the person they were nominating was a complete asshole. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's
Yep.
totally, it's awesome, because it all fucking fell apart on them. So then I think a movie about some horror or something, like some, it was like a Pretty Woman type movie. I think that won Best Picture or something. I don't know.
Terrific cascade like Kurt Plunk.
Yeah. So good.
So, Billy, if it was a movie about a 304, would it, instead of Best Picture, shouldn't it be Breast Picture?
Maybe.
I'm sorry, that
Only
was
a
terrible. I'll try to
Hey,
be
Bob.
Yeah, so it was like, it's some, like, movie about a woman who's a whore, and then she, I think she gets married to, like, some rich dude, and, totally, like, bullshit movie. And I forget, yes, Anora, that's the name of the movie. And I think she ends up going back to being a whore. I think is what I understood is what the outcome is at the end of the day. And I'm sure it's like all the guy. Well, I guess it's not really Pretty Woman, but it's like the same premise. So.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Billy, I
Yeah.
wanted to tell you a quick little story. When
Sure.
I was going to see a concert up on the north side, big famous place, and the north side parking sucks because, like, there's nowhere to park. So we ended up parking like a block away down from the venue, and we started walking towards the venue. And halfway down the block, all the cars changed from modern cars to like 80s big fucking boats. And we're like, what the fuck is going on here? They're like,
Roll up your window. Roll up your window.
there's like there's got to be like a fucking $500,000 worth of fucking old ass cars on there. So we get to the Aragon, and on the marquee it says Zorro on it. And I guess they were filming Dark Knight for a couple nights.
Okay.
So it's all the cars on the street, they were all vintage cars, and like you think about it, if you're filming a movie set in the 70s, you're gonna need $500,000 just in working cars, just to use and move around.
Wow.
I got SCE asking me, Billy, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like for you to take a few questions from Pop and then have him answer with an out of context, total inappropriate answers. I would need to.
What's the difference between an egg? Snakes don't have armpits.
I need more context on that. Send me like a message in the like Gilded or something on that.
Hey, Billy.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Billy, I think what he's talking about is you doing something kind of like your new old show.
Yes.
Only instead of having Pop as a live guest, you ask the questions and then go through his filmography, essentially,
Okay.
and just drop in a
My bad.
completely out of context, inappropriate response to whatever your question
Oh,
is.
okay. All right. That would take some time.
Like for example, what do you think of Pete Hegseth as the Secretary of Defense? And then him going off on how West Pointers are the worst scum on the planet.
Well, here's the thing. Like I'm at the capacity now where I could replicate Pop both voice and visually. So I wouldn't even need to go through shit. I could just make Pop say whatever I want at this point.
Wow.
But-
yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you're the one that did the videos of Pop and Hillary and Dwarf and Pelosi making
Yes.
out,
That's all me.
chef's kiss. Those are beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Those were.
Disturbing as hell, but beautiful.
I have one too of Pop kissing Hillary,
Oh,
but I don't know if he can handle it.
no.
So
No,
I haven't sent him.
Oh,
oh,
no.
oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, I'm gonna
What did
say,
you pull?
I'm gonna
What
say
did you
this
pull that
openly,
from?
and
Like
if you do it,
Kingpin?
feel free to throw me under the bus.
What?
No.
You guys are talking over each other. What's that? Go ahead. Manny.
Here's an idea
Yeah.
for you, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it openly. If you do it and Pop gets annoyed, throw me under the bus.
What?
Pop and AOC.
Well, I already did like him and her like dancing together. But that was old. I did that a couple years ago. So maybe I'll do something a little more updated. But right now I'm working on Pop giving a acceptance speech in an award show, and something kind of happens there. So that's what I'm currently one of my ones I'm working on. There's also I did a Murphy. I did a couple Murphys, like Murphy comes to town and kind of fucks things up for him. So we got Scotty is joining us.
Oh, nice.
Hello, sir.
Congrats. Nope.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey,
I don't think I've ever had you on my show.
Sitting in the middle of his show.
What's up, Scotty?
Oh,
Yo,
Billy,
what up? Can you guys
Billy
hear me?
did
Yeah.
good job on the upgrade on your everything.
Oh, thank you.
It works and it's coming
I
together.
appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. What's up, Scotty? What's going on, man?
Nothing, just chilling. I'm actually on like my big
Scotty!
TV here, so got a little bit different setup. As you can see more of my living room here.
Very
Nice.
nice. Very
That's
nice.
cool.
Yeah, just hanging out. Yeah.
Here,
Congrats.
So, wait a minute. Thank you. Hold on. Wait. This will be very weird for you. Watch what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to.
Yeah.
Oh, can I audio this, Billy? Dude, I can feel this. Come on, give me a minute.
So there you
No,
go.
go
You
ahead.
can get to look
Just
at
kidding.
yourself like a big mirror.
Hey,
Yeah.
Billy, because I've got some questions about my audio
I was gonna
quality.
make
I'm going to
one
go ahead and
comment,
bounce out
but-
for the night.
Oh.
Thanks for letting me jump in for a little bit.
Okay, good. Okay, one sec. Let's do one at a time. So, Mando, you're leaving. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I've got questions about my audio
Big Joe.
quality, so I'm going to go ahead and bounce out so it doesn't negatively impact your
Oh,
show.
it's fine.
I hope you have a good
Oh,
evening, and again, congratulations on your
Thank you for
achievement.
coming.
What?
Oh yeah, man.
See you, Amanda.
Yeah, Mando.
See ya.
Okay,
Night,
Jay, what were
Eminem.
you going to say?
I got nothing. I was
You
gonna
got nothing?
comment on
You
Scotty's
were going to say
couch, but
something.
I've had a futon.
Good.
It's
You know what,
all
Scotty?
good.
I just realized I got a new TV. I might be able to do that on my TV too. Jump into the screen.
And is that a Back to the
Oh,
Future
God.
poster? Is it,
No,
am I looking
yeah,
at that
we've
right?
triggered Bob.
Yeah, it's Back to the Future 3.
No. Back out. Back out.
Yeah, Back to the Future 3.
Nice. I love Back to the Future. Second and
Oh,
third,
yeah.
are they're not as good as the first. The first is
Classic.
definitely the best, but I like the other two as well. They
Yeah.
filmed those one right after another. They
Mhm.
did the first one and they didn't know it was going to be a hit, and then once it was a hit, they were like, okay, we're filming the second and the third one back to back.
Yeah. Yeah. Good idea. I think.
Yeah.
Scotty had something to say though. Scotty, what do you got to say?
I don't know. If I did, I forgot.
Well, at least you didn't say you were drunk. That's
No,
good.
I'm not drunk.
That's a classic line.
Yeah, not tonight.
Well, it's still early yet over there. You're on West Coast, right? West
Yeah,
Coast
where are
time.
you, Billy?
Yeah, it's only 7 there.
Oh, for me, I'm on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
Oldsmobile 442.
Why hasn't Mitchell joined up?
Hell yeah.
Mitchell said he had dinner guests. He was just outside
Ah.
smoking.
Oh, Chris Mitchell?
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
He
Yeah,
was here a
that's-
little bit earlier.
That's why he was in the chat. He was just outside
I don't
smoking.
ever
Bob.
see him
Or
anymore.
in the backstage.
He was here early on.
Nice.
The who's smarter than a porn star world champion.
He's still trying to get his coffee mug.
I made him a shirt. I made
I'm
him.
not trying to bring that up.
I made him the
Nice.
most ridiculous shirt. And if you want to see it, I don't know if he wore it, but I will. Hold on. Let me see if because I
Bill Watts.
accidentally left it up on my merch my merch store.
Nice.
It might still be there.
What?
Yeah. Because in
Cool.
order for me to
Drop the link.
to get it to him, I had to put it on my store. So let me see.
Oh shit. Broken pine. Can't none of these Gen Zs work a clutch on a car now.
No. Yeah, if you
Great.
it's the millennial
And my mouse is playing
eh,
Uber.
it's the millennial anti-theft device.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Let's see. Share screen.
There were actually a lot of kids my age that still couldn't drive stick. I was at a party one time and someone was just like too fucked up. So they were like,
Yeah.
can I drive? Can someone drive stick? And no one could except me. So I was driving everybody home.
Oh, there it is. Widescreen,
Yeah.
baby.
So this,
I'd have been charging them
I gotta go full screen.
I'm just
here
trying
see
to
it.
zoom. Oh, here we go. Here.
$10 a ride.
So this is what it looks like
Nice.
on the front of his shirt, and this is what the back says. It says 2024 smarter than a porn star international champion. And this is what it looks like,
That's awesome.
front and rear. If you want your own like Chris Mitchell shirt, I guess I should
Without the hair.
How much is it?
Well, $28, but I left it on there as an accident. But
Oh, but you can choose
I'd
all
want
those
the
different
shirt without
colors.
the hair, though. Jesus.
yeah, if you want,
That's not Canadian at all.
I'm not gonna
Whoa.
lie, that pink one actually does look kind of cool.
Yeah.
it's like a hot pink. I think there's like,
Yeah.
this you probably wouldn't even
Oh,
see.
there- Vero.
Maybe if you're down in the Rust Belt in BC.
Arvero, they don't even know the shift pattern on a 3 on the tree.
That's like highlighter yellow.
Yeah. So there you go. If you want your own Chris
Up,
Mitchell
down, open the door.
shirt, or one of my
Golly.
other fine designs. These are some of my designs over. If you go to my
Allegedly.
BillyVonBomb.com and merch, it's on there.
You need an SWF Billy Von Bomb, like with the Rhino Rumble belt. And
Ooh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I'll have to make one of those. So yeah,
That'd be good.
Scotty has his like criminal SWF shirt and all that. That'd be cool.
Yep. Hold on. Let me take this off the screen. Get that off there. Get that off.
I like that ACDC font Von Bomb shirt.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
Yeah.
So that
That's
was I made Chris Mitchell a mug with this on there
Oh,
for
nice.
the first time he won the first year. So yeah, let me get this.
You made him a mug?
Well, I didn't make. I through my store. You can get the Von Bomb on a mug.
Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't turn him clay.
No,
You made him a mug.
I did not turn
No,
the
man.
clay. No. I did not do the whole ghost thing. It seems like you guys are talking about Oldsmobiles in the chat there.
Yeah.
W30 package, 440, 370 horsepower. Good
the
cards.
original air grabber.
I was really close to buying one in my 20s, and it was a convertible. I should have, but he just wanted way too much for me at the time, and it handled like absolute dog ass. I mean, it was it was like on the. I mean, this was the 1990s, so it was on its original suspension and everything, and it was like,
Oh,
yeah, it was fucking. It
Yeah,
couldn't get
doesn't
out of
it
its own
seem
way.
like some of those beats? Oh, sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
Doesn't it seem like some of those vehicles were invented by people that lived by the ocean?
As far as like
Or,
rusting out,
or am I
and stuff?
wrong?
Well,
Everything, man. Like the description and
The
most of those people lived in Detroit at the time.
well, the 442
Yeah,
was it a
that's where
four barrel
that's
four
where they all
seater?
lived.
Wait a minute, wasn't it a
4-barrel, right?
4-speed?
4-speed, dual exhaust too.
Yeah,
That's what it originally stood for. And now we're
Yeah.
so now you Davina is
And
talking
then,
about the Buick 455. I had a Buick GS, which is basically a
Skylark.
the Buick version of the Olds 442. But that thing cost me it was another it
Yeah.
was just every time I needed something on that car, it was like 3 times the amount of like a Chevy. It was just I ended up
Yeah,
selling
it
it
was
to a
a-
guy in Georgia.
oh wow.
It was a
should've kept
higher
it.
end. Yeah, it's a higher end Chevrolet. It's like what is it? Chevrolet, and then Pontiac is the performance division of Chevrolet, and then
Yep.
Oldsmobile, and then
No,
Buick,
Scotty's
and
not
then
backwards now.
Cadillac.
Buick was supposed to be kind of like the, like the doctor's car, Cadillac was like the doctor / lawyer, you've made it, Buick was like just a step down from that. The only
Then you
thing
had
though,
GMC.
Okay, if
Yeah.
you could, like, I don't mean to cut anybody off, but
Okay.
if you could imagine a vehicle, even if you could combine one, what would you imagine being a coastal vehicle from 80s, 90s? Put one together in your head.
so you're talking like a convertible. So if it's 80s, it would be cruising
No.
in the 5.0.
No, I don't. Sorry,
Yeah.
Billy,
The
I don't want to
Mustang.
feel the rain.
You know
Put a
what?
vehicle together.
The Mustang. Billy got a thing for Mustangs.
No, he said, what's like a coastal vehicle from the 80s, like a quintessential. Am I understanding the question correctly, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I would say a quintessential quote unquote
Put
coastal car
Put one together in your head.
would be a 1980s Fox body convertible Mustang, you know, with fucking what's his name cruising in my 5.0 Vanilla Ice. You know, he had the 5.0 convertible.
Either that or a whether that or a C4 Corvette.
Yeah, but they, you know, they weren't at that, you know, back then they weren't dog shit everywhere like the Fox bodies. The Fox body convertibles and the hardtops, they were fucking everywhere in the 80s.
Yep.
Either that or an IROC Z with the tops off.
Right, but they were more expensive.
Yeah.
So
like having the fiber muscle, like for them to last.
Yeah. So
into longevity.
So
without storage.
So as a person who bought a Fox body Mustang in the 80s, I could tell you that the 5-liter Mustang was $14,000 out the door, and the Camaro was about 17 grand out the door.
Yeah.
And that was for the RS 5-liter. If you wanted the Z28, you were looking at about 23 grand out the door. And the Trans Am was about 25 grand out the door.
Yeah.
So Mustangs was where it was, you know.
Freaking
long. Well, the Mustangs were a higher revving, smaller engine too. They had a lot more high revs out of them.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah,
they were cars,
300, 350.
Holy shit! If it rained, that car was squirrely as fuck. Let me tell you, I almost fucking wrapped that fucking car around quite a few times out in the bad weather.
Welcome to Canada.
Yeah, but I didn't wreck it. I didn't wreck that car.
My uncle had a 93
hey guys.
LX Fox body.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, we got Bob.
What's up, Bob? All right.
Yeah, I gotta go, guys.
All right. Have a good night.
Yeah, anyway,
I'm 10, but congratulations again. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, thank you. All right, man. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, my uncle had
Night, Bob. Love you.
Go ahead, Outlaw.
My uncle had a 93 LX Fox body that he built the engine in, the 302 5-liter. And what did he do? He stroked it out. I think he had that car like 347 stroker, something like that.
That was good. Yep, 347.
And it was on the bottle, so he would.
Ooh, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, he blew what he did one night while he was at the drag strip was shot too much nitrous through the lines, purged it.
All he could
and it blew the hood off of it.
Well, so what
he
happened?
put too much through the lines.
See,
what happened?
Scotty to walk off screen.
What happens on that particular engine, the Windsor engine, so 302, 351 Windsor. If you put too much horsepower to them, they were literally split down the middle. They will literally like break in half.
Yep.
Well, he went to the drag strip with that nitrous bottle on it, and I don't know if he purged it and what happened, but he went to take off, and that nitrous ignited and it blew the fenders off of it and the hood.
Oh, sure.
The fenders bowed out on it and the hood blew off of it.
Wow.
He grenaded them.
Yeah, there's reaction, but it sounds like equal and opposite reaction.
Didn't kill him.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That car looked like it jumped a ravine and.
Well, and so Broken Pine had
ended like a Dukes of Hazzard video.
Broken Pine had said his buddy's car had ran out of oil. So the thing about those is it had because of the cross member, you had 2 oil sumps. It was one oil pan, but you had a sump in the front and the sump in the back. So you had to change both of them. You had to drain both of them, and a lot of guys didn't know that. They'd only drain the one, and they wouldn't drain the front. So, yeah. And plus, they eat oil. Those old 5 liters, they eat up oil. So, but remember, the one car that was popular back then that a lot of kids had at that time was the Daytona, the Dodge Daytona.
Oh yeah,
that was a front wheel drive, but those had the 2.2, they had like a turbo 2.2, and they even had a Shelby version of that. But you never see those cars anymore, ever, anywhere.
Little hatchback car, yeah, I remember.
No.
Yep.
They had that. They had the Plymouth Laser and what was it? The Chrysler.
Well, Chrysler had the Chrysler Conquest, which was a Mitsubishi.
Conquest, yeah.
That was actually kind of a cool car, but that was a total Mitsubishi rebadge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't see those cars either.
All the California cars.
No.
When I was a kid. I'm up in Middle Canada.
Well,
Plymouth Laser,
right in the middle of Canada.
Then you had the what was it, the Starion and the.
Oh yeah, there was a whole mix of Mitsubishi and Chrysler, together, just rebadging each other, and but Mitsubishi's always been kind of shit.
Wait, what? Hey, Davina posted something here. I gotta look at
the Diamond Star Motors
coupe.
Diamond Star Motors. You had the Eclipse, the Eagle Talon, Dodge Stealth, and the
Marquis.
Mitsubishi Starion, yeah.
Yeah.
Rotary.
Yeah, there were unique vehicles. Right?
So
but nobody holds on to them.
Well, that's because the thing about those cars is the Mitsubishi, they used like belts, and I'm not sure if they're interference engines, as in if the belt blows, that it'll just grenade the whole engine. I'm pretty sure they're not, but so with engineering, and I've said this before, engineering is very much to its country. So Japan has a way of engineering that's been passed down through centuries of just how they do things, just like the Americans have their way of doing things. And the Italians, and so the
time versus pressure.
Yes. So Japan has its way of doing things, and Mitsubishi is just, that's like a whole other language. Mitsubishi is an old company.
It's not even a language. It's just time versus pressure. If you boil it down to Japanese engineering, well, okay, I'm not going to say Japanese. I'm going to say Asian because it covers a wide band spectrum. Asian engineering.
Well,
so
I would say Japan has its own thing, just like Korea is totally different than Japan as far as their engineering.
Well, their economy, building automobiles, their economy wasn't under the same red tape as ours is, so they could build stuff that was a lot better. And they built Hondas and they built all them that was really good lasting cars. It's still on the road to this day. 2000 Honda Civic, I still see them everywhere.
Oh God, yeah.
That's like a 25-year-old car.
Hi, Scott. Throw the hand up.
How about you, Scotty? Oh, he's about to eat. Sorry. Go ahead. I was just going to ask you, what kind of cars you had back in the day there, but then you grabbed me.
That's good. My very first car was a Honda Civic. It was like this hatchbacky kind of version.
Oh yeah.
It was it was all-wheel drive. And
did you put the fart can muffler on it?
No.
What?
Yeah.
Come on. Exhaust.
Yeah, right. But it had power nothing, like no power steering, the roll-up windows. It also didn't have a passenger side rear view mirror. It was just a driver and then this one, the one in the cab. Yeah, and stick obviously, and all it had was like heat. That was it. Nothing. So, but
Wow.
it was a damn good little car though. Great mileage. Was like a tank. I ran it to the ground. So, great car.
My ex, she had, when we first met, she had a Civic Si, which I think is like the top of the line for those cars.
It
And
is.
she'd always get like these dudes like wanting to talk to her about her car. I drove it. I'm like, it's okay. It's not
The
that.
SI, I think the SIs had the VTEC.
Come on, Billy. They're car dudes.
Drive the VTEC
Car
valve train in them.
dudes.
Yeah, well,
Or just car guys.
those are the variable. The variable was
Variable timing electronic control, I think.
Yeah, a big deal. I got it up to like I think it was I was going about 110, and that was it. It wouldn't go any faster. That was it.
You have to stay on top of keeping oil in them because they burn oil like crazy.
Yeah. Well, this was a newer one at the time. It was like
just
relatively new, and I don't know. I felt like I was like a little ricer if I drove it. I just felt weird driving that car.
Top R, yeah. Yeah, them
I do
are
want
only
to talk
like
about.
Yeah, but it's
the top R.
it's
is
on the
only
journey
like
to finding what
Well,
you really want to race, right?
You guys are talking over one another.
The top R is the I think Japan only. Can't get them over here.
I don't know. I'm not really into the Japanese. I like the old Z cars. I really like those cars.
Fair Lady Z.
Yeah, but the problem with those are if you find them, they're either rusted to shit and they still want a mint for them, or if you find them all done, they want a lot for them, and it's kind of like a little straight six. It's not like that great of a car. It just looks good, but. And really, it's
look for a chassis in Canada, man.
Oh yeah, good luck with that.
They've got some. Well, dude, look in Toronto. Toronto's got some.
What, Toronto?
Yeah,
someone will even print them out.
I'm not following you. Are you talking about the old Z cars, like 1970 to 19? I think it was.
Yeah, there are
78.
places in Toronto, Canada.
Yeah,
that will print out chassis.
Oh God, they had
really?
Seriously.
Huh?
They had two.
We've still got the old. We've still got the old Mustang engines, 302, 350, whatever. Just
right.
Go and look up Toronto. Classic engines.
You had 240s, you had 270s, 280 Datsuns, 300s.
Yeah. Mum engines.
The 300s weren't that good. Like the 80s, the mid 80s up to the 90s, they weren't that great, to be honest. And even the 280 went into the 280ZX, and that wasn't a good car either. That was from like 79 to 82. That was like just a bloated ass version of itself.
Yeah, that was the downplay.
Yeah. Well, you had to get the turbo model to get any kind of
from there
horsepower out of them.
Yeah, but even the turbo wasn't that great a car.
Yeah. Well, that was back in the 80s when they were still figuring out lag and.
No, the turbo
shit back in the 80s.
It burnt out the engine.
Probably.
Well, Pontiac tried to do that with the Trans Am, and they sucked. They didn't have it down at the time.
The 301. So that 301 is a real piece of shit. You can't modify that whatsoever. It doesn't it just won't. There's nothing you could do to that engine to make it better.
That's why they would swap them for like a 350 or a stroker engine or a 454 or.
Well, you got to remember at the time.
Yeah, they upgraded. Yeah.
You got to remember at the time that the government kind of was really forcing down these EPA standards, and
Yeah.
they tried to do all
Yeah,
these
there was
things
no real
to make-
competition other than on the track, right?
Well, so what I was saying is that the government got heavily involved in
Sorry.
curbing the emissions, and that started really in the early 70s, but then it really got to a point in the mid to late 70s where then they were trying to do things with computers to try to manage all the emissions control systems. And anything from the late 70s, early 80s is absolute dog shit is from the factory.
Yeah.
They
Because
switched from gross horsepower to net and put catalytic converters on them.
Yeah.
well, the mid 70s they had a pellet type
Yeah.
converter that just was awful. And then they switched to what we currently use with the honeycomb one. But all the emissions controls and they detuned them. The compression ratios got changed. I mean, it was just a nightmare. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you had 5 mile per hour crash bumpers, and
Well, those ruined the look of the cars. You know, that's where you had just
Ooh, Scotty's back.
yeah, that's where you just had what looked like a highway guardrail stuck on a lot of the cars. Yeah. Thank God I think it was the Camaro at the time, the second generation Camaro, they put the big plastic over that's where, and the Trans Am too. They started covering the bumpers up to, because they just looked awful. But they're still under there and they're still heavy as hell. So
oh god, yeah, them things the doors are like what, a couple 100 pounds, something like that.
oh yeah. Pontiac sold the turbo.
Can you imagine?
Davina says Pontiac sold the turbo V6 using yes. So that car was actually faster than the Grand National because it weighed less and it handled way better too.
It's a unibody car.
Yeah, but it's
But it what?
Yes.
And the Firehawk, I don't know if anybody here remembers the Firehawk, same body style she's talking about, 89 to like 92. They were actually faster than the Corvettes out of the factory at that time.
Well, that was a tuning company. That was SLP.
Yeah.
That was I think they were out of Jersey. They did like it was through the factory though. Like you can order like a custom done.
Okay, I'm officially out of my league.
You could do these custom, that they can, make your car and make them faster. A lot more money, but
Yeah, there's some some things I can do in my head, but yeah.
Them Trans Ams were pretty fast. I mean, I liked them. They looked sharp, but they were still slow and boat anchors.
Oh yeah.
Well, but it was a Trans Am, right?
What's
like 300, 350.
Well,
no,
the Trans Ams
the Trans Ams from that generation had the 305 or I want to say the later ones had the 350.
Come on, man. I'm drunk.
Yeah, we could kind of tell.
Come on.
Of course, there was still a tugboat.
You want to go sleep it off?
Okay. No.
You sure?
Thanks, MGTOW. I've been corrected.
Well, you didn't really start getting a fast Trans Am until you get in the 4th generation, which had the LS engines in them.
You're right.
The WS6s and the.
Yep. And those could be massively modified. A lot of guys they'll buy those cars and then
Yeah.
they'll take the LS out and they'll put it in, whatever. That's a whole thing in the hot rodding world. Oh, we're gonna LS it,
Mm-hmm.
because they put that.
Well, yeah, you can miss the API. Or, sorry.
What's that now?
Oh, Billy's trying to catch me. I better shut up.
No, finish your thought, my friend.
Injected.
Yeah.
Tune port,
Yep.
throttle body, or tune port injection.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping injection from okay, I'm gonna shut up.
No, go
You
ahead.
guys are awesome.
You had crossfire. You had tunnel ram injection.
Hey, have a good night, SCE.
Yeah.
Coming.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up.
No, it's all right.
Oh, them Mustangs from them Terminator Cobra Mustangs. Oh man.
Yeah, well, have you ever seen those
Well-
as far as being in the car itself? I can't imagine. I've never had the displeasure
Yeah.
of working on one, but holy shit. I mean, they are crammed in there.
Yeah. Yeah, them new.
Supposedly, like, you can work on it relatively well,
Spiderweb.
but there's literally like an inch between the engine and the inner fender structure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuel injection is way better. Absolutely. Yes, I agree, Broken Pine.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
Yes, Jay.
gonna say this now.
Say it, Jay.
I can't
Say it.
I can't explain this, but I know it exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that what it's that? The universe?
That's a lot of things.
Yeah, the universe and everything.
All right. And the
Let's
universe
give her.
the universe has injected you into it. Right?
Now we're talking.
No, that's too gay.
If we're talking, now if we're talking 90s, oh man, we got a lot of good vehicles there. You got the Ford Lightning
Yeah.
truck.
A lot of rip, cowboy.
Thank
You
you,
got this-
Jackal. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You got the Chevy 454 pickup truck.
Wait, what? Jackal's in the chat?
He is, yeah, he was. He's there. My neighbor, check this out about the 454s. My neighbor, her brother was like going through a divorce, so they hid he had the step side 454 Chevy, and they hid it in their backyard during their divorce, so that the ex wouldn't try to take it from him.
Golly,
I thought that
boy.
was pretty funny. And it was back there for like 2 years.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
starting to
GMC
wonder if I need
Cyclone.
a cigarette.
Oh, the GMC Cyclone. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
Typhoon. Yeah.
very
Lots of good
limited
stuff.
run.
Oh.
When they came out, I got invited to it was like they were trying to sell them. So it was like they took a local parking lot at the local sports stadium, and they turn it into like a road course, and you just show up, with the invite, and you could drive their GMC Cyclones around the track, and then they put you in with like a test driver. Holy shit, this guy, he had it
Oh,
up
burp.
like depending on where he was on the track, he'd have that fucking thing up on 2 wheels. Not like crazy, but like a good 6 inches off the ground. Because you're seeing him go like with other people doing it, and you're seeing like every time he hits a specific corner, he's got like 6 inches off the ground. I'm like, holy! And then now it's your turn to go with him, and it's like, holy shit,
Badass. Hell
total
yeah.
badass.
Oh man, yeah, that is awesome. Then you had the Ram.
Scotty,
Do y'all
I
remember?
don't even own a bike.
Do y'all remember
Oh,
the Ram
sorry.
SRT-10 trucks?
Yes, I do remember those. That's where they put the
And
Viper into the Ram truck.
Then you had the Chevrolet SS trucks. All them trucks were sick.
Yeah.
It was just a Silverado
no,
but with the
don't
SS
go
package
there.
on it.
I see rhinos in the chat.
Who invited that guy?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, he knows when to show up.
I'm looking at all these cars that you guys are mentioning. This is great.
Oh,
Sir.
man, and the Dodge Viper.
Well, now you know things.
At least it's not a truck.
There, and I always thought this. I always thought there's going to come an end to this era that we were just in with the Challenger and the Camaro and all that, and it's really has like
No, damn it! It's a point.
No, it is. It is coming.
It's a
to an end.
point.
it's
It
coming
is
to an
coming to
end.
an end because Challengers have quit. They're stopped making them, and the Camaros are out of production now.
Yeah, they
And
want to
I
go.
think
Really?
They want to do
Yeah.
all electric on
Yeah,
the
but
Camaro.
they went to electric.
Oh.
printers and open-mindedness.
The what?
It's coming to a point, man.
Somebody in the chat said the GTR is now out of production.
Well, that car
See,
wasn't cheap. That was like $100 grand.
No,
that
that's
car.
like, what, a $30,000-$40,000 car.
Am I thinking of the right car? Was that the Nissan
The
GTR?
Nissan, yeah, GTR.
Wasn't that $100 grand, that car?
yeah,
Probably, yeah.
I thought it
Yeah.
was.
yep.
Well,
Well, 100,
No problem.
120
Scotty.
last I checked.
yeah, I might be wrong. Yeah, I think it is 180, 90,000.
So it's basically a Nissan
Really?
Skyline.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's an R35, technically.
And I like the new Z, but it's not doing very well. It's not selling very well.
The let's see, the GTR is a 3.8 twin turbo, I believe, sequential transmission with the gearbox, the sequential gearbox in it.
Yeah. That wasn't a bad looking car, and it was fast. Pretty good.
Oh, them things were rockets.
And it sounds like sex on
No.
the beach.
Edwin's saying that I heard they want to make motorcycles all automatic transmission. What?
How are you gonna do that?
Come on.
Yeah, it's the
That's
same
like
thing
for like
they did with
the old timers.
Yeah, 4x4.
A bike with a
No,
drive
you don't
shaft.
have 4x4.
Technically, ain't that technically what that is? A bike with a drive shaft?
What's that?
The automatic
Yep.
bikes.
No. So my
Agreed.
my Beamer is has a drive shaft. And I
Yeah.
love it. It's because my Beamer is a drive shaft driven, and the power is instant. My Harley is belt driven, and I'm going to have to replace that belt eventually, right? And then the Ducati is chain, so I got to maintain the chain. So out of the three, I prefer the drive shaft of the Beamer.
Well, that's why I like the Honda four wheelers and
and-
stuff. Because I mean, I don't like a belt driven off road vehicle at all, and that's what
Driven.
Polaris is.
Driven?
Yeah, they put belts on theirs, and them belts when they get hot, and you stretch them, they break.
Hmm.
Now with
Amen,
a drive
brother.
shaft driven, they last for longer.
Well, the
Plus
drive
they're
shaft is just, you just got to maintain the oil. So I just
Mhm.
change the oil yearly. Matter of
No.
fact, I got to do that probably next week. I got to do all my
Mhm.
maintenance on all my bikes. That's probably going to be all next week. Fun. But then it's coming into, I'm going to be able to bike season. I think, Scotty, do you have a bike? I think you got a bike, right?
Yep, I have a
Yep.
Suzuki Boulevard
How do you do
M50.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I never got into
Nice.
the Japanese bikes. I just never. It's not like I got a thing against Japanese or anything. My daily driver is a Japanese, but I just never got into the Japanese bikes. I don't know.
It's a great bike, man. It's just I'm at that point where I need something bigger.
Yeah.
I need to step up, and I want an Indian. That's what I really, really want.
Oh, what do they make? The Scout and the what's the other one? The Scout's like a 10 grand bike, and that's kind of like I know it's bigger than the Sportster, but it's smaller than we lost
what is that, a motorcycle or is that a street bike?
So it's a cruiser. Yeah. Mine's a cruiser.
Yeah.
I think Indian has 3. So they have the Scout, which is kind of like a little bit bigger than the Harley Sportster, but not quite as big as like the Geezer gliders. Right. Then they have like the Geezer glider one, which I forget. I think it's the Chief. And then they got the one that's kind of like the all-terrain everything bike, right? I forget what it's called.
I'm not sure. The one I'm looking at it's called the Springfields Dark Horse.
That might be the one I'm thinking of.
Speaking of, have you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
That was it. Go ahead.
Have you guys ever seen any of these people like Hayabusa swapping like dirt bikes? I mean, not dirt bikes, 4-wheelers, and I seen one guy take like an old city car from the 70s and Hayabusa swapped it.
I can't even imagine what that would be like. I mean, the Hayabusa is like that's that vehicle or that engine, that motorcycle is insane. So I can't imagine sticking that into something else.
The city car is basically the size of a Amazon package on wheels.
Yeah, they're tiny.
Yeah, that little bitty city car, you could put 2 people in it, and he swapped it, and that thing is so fucking bad. I want it. He turboed it. He fucking turboed it.
Speaking of that, real quick, Davina said Mazda MX-5, and I was going to say earlier, that was one of my cars I had a little while ago. It was a 99, Miata. And it was a Miata, and it was supercharged. That was fun.
The NB, that's the 2nd gen.
Yeah, I had the 2nd gen.
Oh, I see.
And it was awesome.
Oh, them little bitty cars. I've seen people swap them things, man. Them cars are. I actually am one of the few people that likes those cars.
Which car?
I loved it.
The Miatas.
Yeah.
I'll shut my mouth.
Yeah.
You can shoehorn something else in it. You can take
out. Yeah. I had mine was a convertible. It was so much fun. And like, it was like maybe 190 horsepower, but on a little car like that, that's not bad.
Yeah.
For that little of a car. So it was fun going. Yeah. Go ahead.
I see some guys around here driving the newer Miatas, like the new ones, like 2020, 2022. They look funny in them.
Well, they got the Fiat. Fiat did a version. It's basically a Miata. I think it's a good looking car, but like you never see them anywhere because Fiat's just an absolute dying brand, sadly. But
Triumph did a little bitty car like that. MG did a car like that.
Edwin's talking about the Triumph motorcycle, which I do like the Triumph motorcycle, and it's 2 different. Believe it or not, it's 2 different companies. So if I got a Triumph, I do the Bobber. It's basically the Bonneville, but the back end is in a Bobber design, and it's a really good looking bike.
What's it called?
The Triumph Street Bobber, something like that.
Street Bobber.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up.
It's a really nice looking bike, and they go for about 10 grand. Well,
Bonneville Bobber.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No worries.
Oh,
yeah,
that looks fun.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It's a nice looking
Cool.
bike.
that is.
Man, I'm not built for them things. I like
Why?
4 wheels under me.
So somebody had mentioned my Ducati. So the problem with my Ducati is it's Italian, and you gotta keep that thing fucking in tune all the goddamn time. So I'm always having to adjust the throttle position sensor is so finicky. You have to keep it so tight within spec, or it just doesn't run quite as good as I want it to. So literally I have to adjust the throttle position sensor before I ride it, and which requires you to take out your fucking you got to take out your electrical tools and get it within, range of where it needs to be.
That sounds like an old 2-stroke 4-wheeler or dirt bike. You rip on that thing and then you got to rebuild it.
Yes and no. It's very Italian. But I mean, then again, the fucking thing sat outside for a decade, so before I rebuilt it. So maybe it has to do something with that. I don't know. It's a fun bike though. It's really when you have that thing running, oh man, it's really a lot of fun. Great on the curves. I think curves like nobody's business. But
you one of these guys that stands it up in traffic and then swerves in and out of people?
No. I'm not. Again, let me give you a reminder. I'm in my 50s. I'm not doing wheelies, and maybe I run a little bit in between traffic if people are pissing me off.
I'm gonna tell you what. No offense to the cyclists, man, but they piss me off slapping these mirrors off people's cars.
No, I don't do any of that. No,
that's a bitch move.
And I don't lane split. And I don't want to die, right? But if somebody's in the fast lane and going like slow, I'll definitely go around them. I'll move the bike along.
Yeah, I do that too.
Do the GTA 5, kick them in the door, and then just run off.
Yeah, nah. Because you know what happens? Like you'll something will happen, and you'll get stopped, and then all of a sudden he's behind you. And I've seen there's videos of guys chasing down dudes who have busted off their mirror and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I don't need that trouble. Who needs that trouble?
Man.
Yeah, Billy's old. I am. It's getting older is a motivator in life, because you realize that I'm past the halfway point at this point, and you don't realize that until you hit 50. And you're like, oh fuck, I'm more than half the way through, because I'm not living to 100. It's just not happening, right? I'll be lucky to make it into my 70s. It's just, I want to go as far as I can for sure. But I mean, in reality, if you go to an old age home, it's mostly old women, right? Just women outlive men. Men, you're lucky to live to your late 70s, early 80s. It's just the way it is, man. So, so when you realize that you're more than halfway done, and then if you're unburdened by, a big complicated relationship, it's just like, I want to live for me. And who told me that was like a selfish thing?
Stay single.
No, it was who was it? He's on Brandon's stream all the time. Mr. Hemi. He said, well, it's kind of like a selfish thing. It's like, yeah, but you know what? I lived all my early years. I kind of felt like I lived for other people, right? I was out doing things they wanted to do and stuff that I didn't really want to do. And I wasted a lot of time with that. And now that, I'm finding that, I have time that I could do things for myself. So I'm trying to get as much as I can done before I burn in. So, or until I slow down. Because I know there's going to be a slowdown too, right? I go to car shows and I see guys who, they are maybe 10 years older than me, and I'm seeing that they're slowing down, right? And that's only 10 years. And 10 years, when you think about it, isn't a lot of time. So it's like, things, you'll start slowing down. And then I see guys who are in their 70s who are really slowed down. It's like, and that's only 20 years. And then you think 20 years, think about it. 20 years doesn't seem like a long time. I remember 20 years ago, right? That doesn't feel like it was all that long ago. So I don't know. Getting older is definitely a motivator to get shit done, right? I don't want to be that guy I want to be able to look at my life back and be like, I don't miss doing anything, right? I think I got everything covered, right? My biggest thing now, looking into the next 10 years, would be retiring, right? And then, okay, so where do I retire to? That's like the big thing that believe it or not, I'm starting to think of. So it's going to be like taking trips here, there, and everywhere to see where because I don't know if I want to be. I mean, I like it where I am, but I'm working full time and I'm in the Northeast, and the Northeast isn't very friendly to retirees. It's a high tax area, because it's just where it is, right? So, and we got to deal with winter, and I don't want to be shoveling snow in my 60s. I don't get a ton of snow, but it's enough to be like, I don't want to be doing this in my 70s out there fucking shoveling snow. Oh, why don't you get somebody to shovel it for you? Well, I don't know. I'm what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say old fashioned. I guess it's more like stubborn. So as long as I'm able, I don't need to have people do shit for me, right? So
I'm the same way, man. Yep.
Like I said, bro.
So it's like, so believe it or not, the one area has been coming up for me lately, and I don't know why, is possibly New Mexico. I don't know. But I don't know a lot about New Mexico. I've only been to New Mexico once. So, and it was not for a long amount of time. So I might take a drive there. Good.
I was thinking about a little outside Arizona, Phoenix. So kind of down in the same area ish, but yeah, because I'm in Oregon and the weather sucks. I hate this weather.
Yeah.
Well, I could tell y'all to move
so much.
I could tell y'all both to move down here where I'm at. We don't see snow hardly ever.
Where are you?
I'm in Alabama. You have to deal with tornadoes though, and hurricanes.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Like, what's my tolerance level, and for what?
Yeah.
Like, I can't go to Florida. It's too fucking hot for me there. It's just too fucking hot. I can't deal with it. It's great during the winter. Like, I was down there hanging out with Hammer, and I was fucking riding motorcycles in December, which just doesn't happen where I live. And
no.
Yeah, Davina, New Mexico is beautiful, but you have the migrants. Yeah, I know. So it's like, I don't know. What's my tolerance level? But then is it going to be like, well, maybe Trump's going to remove all the illegals, so then I don't have to deal with that by the time I go there. Yeah, cartels run the place. Never know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's trying to think, where to go. I think probably even you in Alabama, it might be too hot. I don't like the heat.
You got to deal with the humidity. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
It's a wet heat. It ain't no dry heat.
Yeah, I know. It's like oppressive. I don't know if I can hack that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
But I'm still got years off, so we'll come up with a plan eventually. But you got to run recon of where, what's the best to get the best, a place that's friendly to seniors as far as like, I'm going to have different healthcare needs probably when I get older. right? That I don't require right now. You know, I'm gonna, have to mind my income and how I spend. So there's all that. So a lot to think
Yeah.
about once you retire. But I got 10 or so years to think about it. I wish I could retire sooner, but my fucking ex made sure that I couldn't. So
Wow.
yeah, she fucking robbed me blind, left me with fucking nothing in my bank account. Twat.
That's why we stay single, kids.
Yeah.
Exactly. Jeez.
That's why I stay single. I ain't getting married.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about like the city I'm thinking about is called Surprise, Arizona,
Yeah.
and it's outside of Phoenix.
Hmm.
And I was thinking about it. A friend of mine was like, "Well, you work remote. Like, why don't you get an Airbnb or something for like a week? Just go down there and work from down there. And then when you're off work, like go drive around, check it out. I would just drive down there. It'd only be like a day and a half from where I'm at. So
Yeah, I've
I
been
was
to
like, that's a great
Arizona.
idea.
But for me, the problem that I have with Arizona, just off the top of my head, is a lot of California's people have flooded out of California into Arizona. Same with Utah. Utah for me was like that could be a possibility, but now I have a good buddy that lives in Utah, and he's like, it's all fucking overrun with Californians now, and now it's the same thing with the whole housing problem, and housing prices are fucking off the rails, and so
I looked at a random apartment place in Surprise, just randomly, and it was pretty much the same quality where I'm living now, from what I could see. And like this is just a 1 bedroom, like no balcony or anything. And down there I could pay the same what I am now for a 2 bedroom, 2 bath with a balcony. So that's like doubling the room, like the space I have and everything.
Yeah.
For the same price. So it's like, damn, really? I could get that? Like, oh, geez. And the weather's better. But you're right. If a bunch of Californians are coming in and there's, illegals there and shit, like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to deal with that.
Right.
So
it's kind of like you got to figure out what you want to deal with, what your tolerance level is at,
Exactly. But that's why I would go down there and hang out for a week. Because I could drive around. I could go to Phoenix. Phoenix is right there. Drive around my area and stuff, and just see if it's like dirty or like if the conditions of the places are nice or not. And so, like you said, do some recon.
Absolutely. Thankfully, my job gets me traveling here and there every once in a while. So I've pretty much hit every area that I could think of to ever want to live. And like if it was up to me, if I really like the Northwest, like where you are, and up into Washington, like Spokane and Idaho and all that, but they got tons of problems up there and fucking shit weather as well. So it's like, but I like
Idaho was great. Yeah, go ahead.
I like greenery. I like it. The desert. I'm not sure if I like the desert, and I don't like the beach. I fucking hate the beach.
Well, if you don't like heat, don't move to the desert states.
Well, they say it's a dry heat, right? Isn't that always the thing? But it's a dry heat, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, I was in Idaho. I think it was last year for summer. Went to a lake up there, and it is beautiful. They get a little more snow, I think, than we do here, but it's so beautiful. And Idaho is way more conservative than Oregon is. So if that's kind of what you're looking for, that would maybe be something to look at. So, and like gas was cheaper, food was cheaper. It was Nice.
I
It
haven't
was very
I
nice.
haven't had a lot of time in Idaho, so it might be a thought to go check it out, hang out there,
Yeah.
see what it's like.
Yeah, for sure.
Pardon me.
Mhm.
So with that, it's getting to be 11 o'clock by me, and I
Ooh,
usually just do
yeah.
2-hour shows. I think Ike might be having
Yeah.
a stream of some sort.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I think he is.
I don't know. I don't follow that guy.
Who is Ike?
Yeah, Ike. What?
I don't know. He's
Yeah.
this weird guy on the internet.
He is very weird. Trust me.
Oh shit!
One of these
But
days,
cool, man.
I gotta get out there to the Portland area and hang out
Dude, that
with
would
you
be
guys.
awesome.
I would.
Oh, that would be so great.
The problem is if I do those things like Ike would want to like put it on YouTube or something, and then I got to bring the helmet. So I did
Oh,
that.
damn.
I did that to visit Rhino the last time I was out there, and it was such a pain in the ass bringing that
Oh
fucking
yeah.
helmet with me. I was like, what was I thinking of this shit?
Yeah. How did you even transport it?
I had to bring it on the plane. I had to put it in my
Oh.
carry-on.
Oh my god!
Pain in the ass.
Oh no!
Fuck
You
that.
just showed up to Rhino's place with the helmet on, like, nope, you're not seeing under this.
Yeah. Jeez. Well, I mean, yeah, dude. If you ever can, like, we
Yeah.
don't have to put you on the camera or anything like that. We could also have you just kind of sitting off to the side. We got microphones and stuff, so
It's
there's
not
always
like
that.
it's not like I really give a crap, but I don't want to lose my
Yeah.
job. So
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
that's
I hear you.
we're in a cancel culture, and like I know there's people who definitely there's a person who literally downvotes all my videos. It's like, really? It's probably like some cat lady, and like look what they do to people who they don't agree with because you don't agree with them, right? They
Yeah.
start digging into your home life and your work life, and they start trying to get you canceled. It's like, it's just bullshit. Yeah, Rhino has seen the Billy. He's seen the real Billy here. So hey,
I just,
wait a minute. I'm better with the helmet on. Wait a minute now.
yeah,
Wait
I
a
just got
minute.
accused I just got accused of being misogynistic by somebody,
Right now,
all because I liked somebody's comment on one of my posts.
right, and well, I know you in particular. You're targeted by that group of people who are like after Brandon and Rusty and
Yeah.
all those guys, and it's like, they just want to. I don't understand why you'd want to
Who knows?
go into somebody's personal life over something they say on a fucking social media platform and like try to ruin them. Like, to me, that's just evil, and I don't really need that kind of trouble in my life. Again, this
Yeah.
is all for fun.
Well, it's feminist tactics, right? It's
Yes.
stupid.
It's bitch behavior. The people with
It
nothing
is.
better to do.
Yeah. Oh, Rhino says I look like I sound. So I'm glad the voice matches the
Good.
the perception.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
I appreciate you
Totally.
stopping by.
Yeah. I
All
think
right.
I interrupted you there, though. What were you going to say?
No, if you have any final thoughts or.
No, just take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I love you all.
Cool,
There you
man.
go.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got anything for us, Outlaw, on your way out?
Not really. I may be doing a cooking stream Friday or another MGTOW stream. I don't know.
Cool.
Getting a lot of views on them streams versus my videos, so maybe that's the direction I need to go in.
Seems for me that the shorts it's where I get
Yeah.
all my views. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
thank
that
you,
short
man.
attention span, you know.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Rhino says my most radio voices in reality look like Tushkin.
Rhino's scared to come on panel.
I'm just gonna have to keep you wondering. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like Charles Darwin, like he's talking about swatting and stuff. People like they'll like have the police guy like that. A swatting incident. That's somebody out to like have the police shoot you. So that's not.
Yeah,
cool
that's
at all.
personal.
That is. It's fucked up. And anyway, I'm going to put you guys in the background. You can bounce if you want, because I'm just going to run a music and then I'm going to close it up. I'm not going to have an after stream or anything. So
okay.
But thanks, guys, for coming. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother.
All right, I'm going to put you in the background. Say my final thing here. And you go there. And you go there. All right, guys. Thank you for making my channel what it is and being part of those views that almost got me to 1 million. I'll be there probably next week. So close. But again, probably because fucking YouTube fucking removed some of my videos that I didn't quite hit it, but it's close enough. I never thought I'd get 1 million views of anything. It's crazy to me to think. Rhino, do a show tomorrow. Yeah, you got. I can't do daytime. I'm working, bro. All right. So with that, I hope you guys have a great week. And let's see, what are we going to put up? We're going to put up a motivational Rhino video since Rhino is here. So let's get that going. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for your comments and your chats. And I read every one as long as YouTube lets me see them. A lot of times YouTube hides a lot of what you guys say, which really sucks. But I even try to dig in and look what the hidden comments are. So, it's pretty cool to connect to people all around the world. We got guys who watch the show in the UK and down there in Australia. I always thought that's a cool thing to be able to reach out and touch someone far away. And thanks for coming, guys. And I hope your week goes great, and hope your weekend goes even better. And we'll catch you in 2 weeks. Until then, don't let your dreams be dreams.
Dreams come true. Do it. Nothing is impossible. Do it. Make your dreams come true.